Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today, trying out a Temur Flash deck in Historic, best of 3. Before I get into the deck and talk a little bit about it, the usual YouTube stuff. Like, comment, and subscribe if you can. Thank you very much for doing that. And information about the deck list and timestamps are in the description as usual. So yesterday and the day before that, I was messing around with a Temur Blitz or Temur Aggro type deck. I thought I had a lot of potential. It looked pretty sweet, but the deck just didn't click for me. Something was wrong, and I ended up giving up on that. But I still wanted to play Temur something, and well, I came across this Temur Flash list. It reminded me of the Simic Flash list that I was playing. It's basically the same deck, but instead of being Simic, it's adding the Magma Opus to make it a Temur deck. Also gives us a few sideboard options because we're going with red. So let's take a look at some of the cards in the deck. Since it is a flash deck, of course, we're going to be playing 4 Night Pack Ambushers and 4 Torrential Gearhulks. These are the cards that are kind of essential in any flash list, I think. So, Night Pack Ambusher is a 4/4 for 4 Flash Wolf. Other wolves and werewolves you control get +1/+1. And then at the beginning of your end step, if you didn't cast a spell this turn, create a 2/2 Green Wolf creature token. It'll essentially be a 3/3 token. This card is insane on your opponent's turn 4. Ideally, what you want to be doing is flashing this out on their end step, doing nothing on your turn 5, just making a 3/3 wolf, and then holding up mana to basically control everything that your opponent's going to be doing for the rest of the game, hoping that this ambusher is going to take over the game all by itself, which, left unchecked, it will certainly take over the game. And then Torrential Gearhulk is a 5/6 flash for 6. It is a big guy, and you know all about this creature, I'm sure. It says, whenever Torrential Gearhulk enters the battlefield, you may cast target instant from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. Well, in this deck, ideally the 2 main targets for the Torrential Gearhulk are going to be Sublime Epiphany and Magma Opus. I'll talk a little bit about Epiphany in a minute, but Magma Opus, again, another card I'm sure you're very familiar with. It's an 8 CMC instant that even when you cast it at its full cost is actually pretty good. It does everything. Magma Opus deals 4 damage divided as you choose among any number of targets. You can go 4 damage to the face. You could kill 4 1/1s. Your choice. Then tap 2 target permanents. Usually it's kind of not a big deal. It might come up. A lot of the times people just tap down mana, but it ends up being pretty irrelevant. And then create a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token. This thing's probably going to win the game between it and the Torrential Gearhulk if you are casting it with the Torrential Gearhulk. And then finally draw 2 cards. Oh my god, it's a mouthful, right? Card does a little bit of everything, and it still does a little bit more, which is creates a treasure token if you cycle it for 2. Of course, to be able to get up to 4 and 6 mana, we need to, well, accelerate things a little bit. So we do have the Magma Opus. We also have 4 Growth Spiral in the deck. Both of these cards are the ideal turn 2 plays, and hopefully they get us to that Night Pack Ambusher a little bit earlier, or a Torrential Gearhulk on turn 5. The rest of the deck is kind of disruption. We have 4 Memory Lapse, great little counter spell to slow down your opponent. Brazen Borrower bounces something, also acts as a threat as a 3/1 flyer. Rewind, playing 4 of it. Pretty crazy card in this deck. It is a 4 CMC counter spell, which is really overcosted, but you get to untap up to 4 lands. What this means is maybe on turn 4, you have a Rewind and a Night Pack Ambusher in hand. You counter your opponent's big turn 4 play. Maybe it's something like a Transmogrify. Then you untap your lands, flash out the Wolf, and you're set for the rest of the game pretty much. And then we're playing 2 Quandrix Commands, which is another card that does a little bit of everything. We can choose 2. We can return target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand, counter target artifact or enchantment spell. Pretty good disruption with both of those. We can also make our creatures a little bit bigger, or we have a little bit of graveyard hate with the last option. Then, I've already mentioned the Sublime Epiphany. This card is another massive instant speed spell for 6 CMC. It says choose 1 or more. We have 5 different options we can choose with this card. Again, it's ideal to cast it off a Torrential Gearhulk, but if you're just casting it for 6, it's still going to be pretty good. We can counter target spell, counter target activated or triggered ability. We can bounce something. We can create a copy of one of our creatures. We can create a copy of like a Night Pack Ambusher or another Torrential Gearhulk. Just insane. And then we can also draw a card. So lots of power packed into this card. Now, the rest of the deck is made up of 28 lands. 28 lands is a massive number for me, somebody who likes to play a lot of aggro decks. That is 10 lands more than I'm used to playing. Hoping we don't flood out, but I have my concerns. Still, there are 2 lands in the deck that are going to help us with that. We are playing 2 Castle Vantress. It has a great ability that allows us to scry 2, just in case we run out. We have a lot of extra mana. Maybe we're holding up mana and our opponent doesn't end up doing anything. Castle Vantress is a great mana dump on those turns. And then the Ketria Triumph, playing 4 of them. Maybe we cycle them for 3 if we have too many lands. Then in the sideboard, well, we have a whole bunch of removal. We have 2 Magma Spray, 2 Abrade, 2 Flame Sweeps, and 3 Aether Gusts. All of these cards seem to be targeted at Gruul aggro specifically, but anytime an opponent is on an aggressive strategy, we'll be able to bring in some of these cards to help us deal with that. Then we have a little bit of counter magic to deal with the control matchups. Mystical Dispute 2 of and a Negate 2 of. Jeskai Control comes to mind when I see those 2 cards. 1 Grafdigger's Cage to deal with some graveyard strategies. Mix that with the Quandrix Command, then we have quite a bit of graveyard hate. And then Return to Nature, also graveyard hate, and also a way of destroying artifacts and enchantments. So lots of options in the sideboard as well. That's the Temur Flash deck. It looks sweet. Gonna try it out. See you in the games. Alright, Temur Flash. Should be fun. Playing a control deck. Opening hand, a little bit iffy, mostly because Growth Spiral, requiring a green and a blue, and the Magma Opus, a blue-blue or blue and red, whatever hybrid, is a little bit tricky with the lands that we have in hand. That being said, if I'm able to peel another land, rewind into Nightpack Ambusher is going to be pretty crazy. So I think I will keep it. Okay, Elf on turn 1, so it could be Gruul. Alright, I'm going to lead obviously on the island. Drew another Growth Spiral, so not the best draw. Hopefully the next card is going to give me a little bit more information. Is this possibly land destruction? Could be. So that was a pretty good draw. We do hit the land. Now I could put this out on red, cycle the Opus, or I could put it out on green and use the Growth Spiral. I think I'm going to put it out on green, use the Growth Spiral. At least I'm going to be getting out the 3rd land ahead of time. So maybe I'll be in good shape in a turn or 2. However, if this is land destruction, things could go upside down real fast. And it is land destruction. Okay. So I do that. Put this card out. One interesting thing to note about these lands is they will go out on the front side. You don't get a choice when you are playing them out from a Growth Spiral. But the Primal Command does go to the top of the deck, so maybe not the worst. Okay, play that out on the green side. Have the Growth Spiral and also the Opus. Well, let's pass it. See what the opponent's up to on their turn 5. They got 5 mana open already. Gargaroth, yep. So, not going to be able to do anything about that right now. Things are not looking super great. So I'm wondering if I cast out the Opus and then use that land to do the Spiral. I think I just do it like this. Yeah. Alright. So I do hit that. I think I am going to pay the 2 life, and I am going to cycle. Not cycle. That. I think in the intro I did say cycle. It isn't cycling, technically. It is just discarding it, creating a treasure token. So that is something that I did mess up. Well, not a whole lot I can do, so just pass it back to the opponent. Hope I can get them with a rewind and then Nightpack Ambusher. Definitely going to be taking at least 6 damage from this Elder Gargaroth. Down to 11, possibly 10 if they attack with the elf too. Nope. Drawing a card. Sure. Big boom. Alright, well, that's a pretty good rewind target. Best I can do. Another Opus. Well, it's not great. Make a 3/3. Maybe if I'm able to make enough 3/3s, I'm going to be able to challenge this Gargaroth. Glorybringer. Wow. Alright. So opponent is on a very cool big Gruul list, and well, things are not going to be working out. Well, do I just take the take the whole damage? I think I just take it all, right? And hope to be able to figure out something between next turn and the turn that Glorybringer inevitably untaps. Another goose, sure. Oh my goodness. Opponent going wide. Alright. No. Well, it's not the worst, honestly, because I do have one Opus in the graveyard. I can flash out the Torrential Gearhulk and start doing stuff like that. Okay. Alright, we'll see. I don't think I'm dead yet. Okay, so gotta do this now. Can't allow the Gargaroth to attack. Okay, so gotta deal some damage. I think I'm just dealing 4 damage to the Glorybringer. I'm gonna tap this, tap this. Ooh, Sublime Epiphany is fantastic. Don't have the mana for it, but could be quite good very soon. Okay, threat in the form of Faceless Haven that I gotta keep my eye on. There's a land, but I can't exactly play it out. So just do that, and I guess I'm kind of stuck holding them off for a turn. Gonna cycle a Magma Opus. Yeah. But making quite the board with this Night Pack Ambusher. Just gotta make sure they're not able to sneak 1 damage in over my head. One thing I do remember when I was playing the Simic variant of this deck is your life total does get dangerously low pretty much every single time, and you just kind of gotta claw your way back to a victory. Opponent's going for it. Big old Elder Gargaroth attacking, probably drawing a card, hoping to find an answer. Well, I'm gonna put the whole token team in front of that. They can kill 2 wolves, not a big deal. I get rid of old Elder. Oof. And maybe this Epiphany can really do some crazy things going forward. They're putting in a lot of their lands untapped, which is making me anxious, to say the least. Alright. Well, thankfully Sublime Epiphany can bounce that. So, turn this into a treasure. Do I want to turn the other one into a treasure? 2, 4, 6, 7. If I draw a land, I can't target the Stonecoil Serpent, though, with it. I'm going to hold 1 in hand. I don't think I need to be too hasty and get rid of it. So it's going to be Sublime Epiphany this turn. Yeah. Okay. No attack. Hold off just a little bit longer. It'd be really nice if they played something out main phase that I could also counter when bouncing the Stonecoil Serpent, because they're just going to replay it, but no way around that. Unless they just attack. Can I let them attack? Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Interesting. I would have definitely killed the Torrential Gearhulk there. Untapped land for the opponent, sure. Maybe they have another Stonecoil Serpent. It would be fantastic if they did. Oh, I hope that's what it is. And they just play it out for everything. Oh, it is! Okay, so we get to counter something, we get to bounce something, we get to make a copy, and we get to draw a card. So, countering that, let's bounce... Do we just bounce an elf, or do we bounce... And we'll bounce a food, whatever. Target creature you control. Do I want to copy the Torrential Gearhulk or the Nightpack Ambusher? I think I want to copy the Ambusher, and I'll draw a card. I still have to be very careful of this Faceless Haven. But next turn, I do have Magma Opus mana. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's do it with this one. Start attacking? Yeah. Alright. Go for it. Charge. Okay. Are they dead? They're dead. This is super cool. Wow. Alright, do that. Let's tap down that and that, sure. I love opening it up like this. It feels so good. Wow. Wow. I think I got very lucky, the opponent running the Stonecoil Serpent and the Elder Gargaroth into my tokens really helped me out a lot. So what am I bringing in? Definitely Aether Gust. And maybe Flame Sweep to get rid of their army of tokens. I don't know if that's really the best card to be bringing in, but I don't hate it. I think Quander's Command probably loses quite a bit of its effectiveness in this kind of matchup, and I'm not super hot on Memory Lapse in this one as well. Maybe I just go down 3, maybe even all the Memory Lapses. Okay, try it like that. Wow. I'm just blown away. I love holding on at 1 life. In fact, yesterday I was playing on EDH. Or Spell Table. I was playing EDH on Spell Table, and I got down to 1 life at one point and was able to pull back and take a victory. It felt real good too. Okay, mulligan. Oof. So our hands are very heavy. I don't like that. I don't want to mulligan again, but I think I have to. I just die if I don't, right? Alright. So, keep the Ketria Triumph, keep the Opus. Hope to draw into something. Rewind to start. So, Triome, and then I can go out with the Pathway into Growth Spiral. They're also ramping. Okay. Oh, they didn't have a land drop. Interesting. I don't know which one I want to put out. How much do I need red mana? I don't need a whole lot of red mana. I'm going to put this out on blue and pass. Okay, more ramp for the opponent, sure. Faceless Haven. That's cool that they can grab Faceless Haven with Into the North. So, take 1. Do a little ramping of our own. Alright, now it's time to kind of keep them under our finger for a little bit and hopefully find a Nightpack Ambusher. That is going to be ideal. Or a Torrential Gearhulk. Yeah. Always like Torrential Gearhulk. I think I'm just gonna lapse the Bone Crusher. Take 1 damage from the elf. They're missing tons of land drops. 2 other land drops are from 2 Into the North. So imagine if we were able to kill that Llanowar elf. Oh, there's a Flame Sweep. Doesn't help us against the inevitable Bone Crusher Giant. Okay, Scavenging Ooze. That's great. Alright. Well, they get the Opus, but we get to kill their Ooze and their Elf. Okay. Just hitting lands. Okay. You know, it's not the worst thing. What I can do here is counter the Bone Crusher Giant, and then I'll counter. Call it this. Yeah, it's fine. I get to untap some lands, and then I get a Scry. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is keep them like that. I want to draw the Torrential Gearhulk just in case they play out something I don't like. I can rewind it. And then have a 5/6 on the board. Yeah, kind of what I thought. Get to untap, but not enough to activate Venture. Oh, it is. I could use the token. I think it's okay not to. I'll just draw the Opus, attack in. Next turn, if I can find a land, I can play the Opus hardcast, and that'll be a pretty good situation. Okay, sure. Getting a little lucky with the opponent struggling on lands, like brutally struggling with these land drops. They've only found one in, I don't know, this is turn 7, 8, something like that. And a Stonecoil Serpent for 1, sure. Not too worried about that. So, Scry with Ventress. There's a land and then another Opus, so we just go land, Opus, then Opus. Pretty nutty. Okay. Oh, well, we won't be able to go another. I thought I had one more mana. Still, it'll be a good situation. I'll be able to draw with this Opus. Probably find something. Situation looks good. That's what I'm getting at. Ooh, okay. What do you got? Chandra. Chandra's good. Adding mana, so they have a follow-up creature, maybe? Another Bone Crusher Giant. Well, I don't like that. So let's 4 damage here, 1 damage there. We'll tap that, and can I tap that? I wonder. So I'm going to take some damage from the Bone Crushers. I guess I didn't need to do the 1 damage to Chandra. Oh, I can't. You can tap it. That's pretty cute. Oh, no, I guess doing that was probably ideal. So I can do this. Didn't find the land, unfortunately, but we're at 12 life. We have so much power on board, and Aether Gust is fantastic. Oh man, this deck feels fun. I don't tend to play decks like this very often, but maybe I should play more. Gain 7 life. Yeah, we're not going to let you do that. Sorry, bud. Okay. Growth Spiral. Miss. Growth Spiral. Hit. Fantastic. Alright. Opponent, good game. No. We'll do it like this. Just oppressive, isn't it? Alright, good way to start off the video. Pretty convincing win for Temur Flash. Next one. Alright, more Temur Flash. First game felt super good. Hoping, and that second game, now I'm remembering, that was on a mulligan to 5. Oh boy. Magma Opus. is quite the card. I'm going to keep this hand. It's a little... but I think it's alright. Shocking in the Temple Garden for Llanowar Elf. Okay. Well, not a whole lot I can do except not cycle, discard, create a treasure. I'm not sure what I call this ability. I keep calling it cycling because it kind of is. I'm cycling it for a spell, but a little unfortunate that they do that. Can you actually? Yeah, so you can't. I don't think you can discard Magma Opus if they hit it with the Elite Spellbinder. Something to consider. Same thing with cycling. I think it has to be from your hand. So they hit my rewind. That was not very kind of them. Let's put out the pathway and then, I don't know, threaten the Quandrix command. There's no reason why I would ever use this, I think, in this matchup, but wow. That's going to be annoying. We're going to have a 4-2 attacking very soon. Oh boy. All right. So, this is looking like I need my Flame Sweep from the sideboard. It's going to happen. Cast out the Growth Spiral. Hit a land. Put this one in tapped. And now we're up to... Yeah, well, we're going to be doing this. I'm going to put this out on red. We're going to play out the Torrential Gearhulk. And we're going to take care of some problems before they become bigger problems. You. Tap, tap. Okay. Wow, this is just insane, isn't it? Well, things were looking pretty dire, and then turn 5 Torrential Gearhulks. Am I the bad guy again? Is this just goblins all over again? Maybe. Alright, bringing in my spot removal, taking out the memory lapses. I don't think they're that great in this. And I'm not even really super sure about the rewinds. I think it's probably better just to have spot removal overall. Actually, I don't like the Quandrix commands in this one. I'd rather have in the rewinds. Yeah. Okay. Go at it like this. Game 2. I really thought I was in trouble that last game, but yeah, I shouldn't underestimate how powerful a turn 5 Gearhulk into Magma Opus is. Well, gonna need to find another land. I'm gonna need to find it very fast for this Flame Sweep. Hopefully they don't have an Elite Spellbinder. They don't. Ooh, Mammoth is pretty annoying. But, you know what? That's a pretty good target. We'll hit it on their turn. I'm sure they're gonna play out a land. Okay. Well, gotta do that now. Flame Sweep, pretty insane. It is instant speed, something to consider. And, miss on our lands. Yeah, one should be coming up very soon. We are playing a lot of lands after all. Ooh, almost let Thalia resolve. Can't do that. Need to Brazen Borrower away this Mammoth. And now this Thalia is locking the rest of our hand out. Okay. Well, that's a little unfortunate. Kept a somewhat risky hand, but with the amount of lands in the deck, I think keeping a 2-land hand is probably pretty safe 99% of the time. At least that makes sense, right? Selfless Savior and another elf. So, well, I guess I can kill... I can't kill her. I'll kill a Selfless Savior. Yep. And I guess I'm dead, because I'm going to be taking at least 10 damage here, possibly 12 damage if they hit a land drop. They do. Good on you, opponent. Our deck said, no, 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 no. Not this time. Well, I must have counted wrong. Well, deck still says no. That is surprising for 28 lands. What are you doing? What were you guys doing? Alright. I still think the choices are fine. I wonder if Aether Gust is actually better than Rewind. Just to slow down the Mammoth. Yeah. Gotta hit lands, that's all. That's all I need. Get to play first. Hey, that's a lot of lands. That's too many lands. Turn 4 Nightpack Ambusher's not really going to be good enough, is it? I can't keep this, can I? No. No. This is just a better hand, I think. Gotta find a land. Throw back one of the wolves. Castle Ventress out, and then gonna start digging with the growth spiral. Alright. That's fine. Okay, found the red source, so that's pretty sweet. Do I think I'm okay leaving the ooze for now, and then maybe playing Rewind Nightpack this turn? Probably. Yep. I can't play Nightpack. I'm dumb. I thought I had 2 green sources. I don't. So we can still kill that, though. Something. There's the other green source. So next turn, we can get out the Nightpack Ambusher. We have Aether Gust for whatever they have here, which is nothing, which is probably a Collected Company, I'm assuming. How important is the Nightpack Ambusher? Like, I'm just delaying the Collected Company by 1 turn. It's not really good enough, is it? Man, I really wish I had a Nightpack Ambusher on the field right now. I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to let it resolve. What's the worst that could happen, right? Elite Spellbinder is the worst. Alright, so do I have to cycle this? I think I have to cycle that just to get it into the graveyard, and then Wolfie. Hopefully they don't have a spirit to eat my ambusher. That'd be real bad. Skyclave Apparition, that is. Alright. What does that mean? What do you think? Should I have Aether Gusted the Collected Company there? I don't know. I think the spot's just bad. If I had realized earlier that I only had 1 green source, maybe things could have been a little different, but even then I don't think so. And that's one heck of a card against me. Well, Magma Spray is not terrible. I can hit the Elite Spellbinder. Make a wolf. But now I'm just going to be throwing my creatures underneath their creatures. And, yeah. I can Aether Gust, obviously, the Mammoth, put the 3/3 under the Ceratops, take 2 damage, probably. Oh, that's fortunate. Okay. So I have to do that. Kind of feel like do I have to throw away my Night Pack Ambusher here? Like if I just block like that, they give a trample, I lose a token, they deal 2 damage to me, and I'm in the same spot later. Like I think I have to give up the Ambusher here, as much as it hurts. What are they giving it? Trample? What's the reason behind that? All right. Well, we're left with a 2/2. Yeah, right. I think I'm okay to attack. The Magma Spray is good. Instant speed removal for some nasty things they have. Well, that's one of the nasty things that I can't deal with. And if they put counters on it, I have to hit it before. Yeah. All right. Well, at least I can do that. Still 2-turn clock now. Hey, that's okay. All right, no attack. I have access to 3 mana, so I can do that and then play out the Borrower. I think I have to. Just hanging on. I'm only at 5 mana, which is the other big thing. If I hit a Torrential Gearhulk, like, you know, gotta play that out before Archon lands. There's a land, so what do I have? I do have an Opus in there. I guess best draw. I got to delay until I can find a Gearhulk, and then no, I guess now with Archon of Emeria I can't cast anything. All right, so my opponent has this well in the bag, I would assume. I can block here, but now with Valkmira, oh, I hate Valkmira. All right, take the damage. And a Catcher Triumph. Well, things were looking okay. Things were looking okay. And everything went very lopsided. So that's okay. Give the opponent the GGs. I don't know. Don't know if I could have taken the game in any different way. That's how it is. Let's go on to match 3. Alright, match 3 with Temur Flash. That last one against the Selesnya value, Selesnya CoCo, whatever you want to call it. I felt like it was probably a good matchup, but yeah, it didn't really work out that way, did it? Alright, opening hand a little sketchy with these pathways, but I do have an Opus to cycle. I'm going to try it. Put it out on blue. I think I'll have to go out both of them on blue. Oh, I hit that. That's good, but still. Put it out on blue. Gonna cycle the Opus and then play out the Harbor probably next turn. Be nice to get an untapped land. Yeah, okay. So Gruul it is. Hopefully they don't have the Smasher. Is that what it's called? Smasher? Brawler. That's what it's called. So, Gallia, pretty annoying. Alright, put that out, and might be bouncing something with the Brazen Borrower just to hold off their attack. Try to find another land for the next turn, and kind of need land. Alright. Yeah, let's put old Gallia back in hand. Take 2. And, okay, it's a land, it's a start. It's a good one, too. It's a red source. So I think I'll do that, and I'll probably just end up putting out the Brazen Borrower just to have something on the board. And Crop Crasher is going to be pretty good. Take 5. So I really need a land here. I could bounce the Crasher. Is it better than the Brazen Borrower? I think it probably is, isn't it? Is it? Well. I don't want to... Target player shuffles up to 3 cards from their graveyard into their library. Yeah. Target creature, this one, and then target player. Okay. That was weird. I'm just being silly, I think, with that. Ignore that. The land... Okay. Well. If you just make it to turn 6 or 6 mana for turn 5 with Torrential Gearhulk, you are A-okay. This is just wrong, isn't it? Like, I should feel bad about doing this? Should I? Alright. So, Flame Sweep seems pretty good. Abrade probably also good, and so is Magma, and so is Aether Gust. Memory Lapse can go. Quandra's Command feels pretty mediocre. Like, Aether Gust is just better, I think, overall. Take out a couple of Borrowers and maybe one Rewind. Try it like that. So hopefully this isn't similar to the last match that I had, where things went well game 1 and then fell apart. Opening hand looks really good though. Have nice removal, can build up to maybe a Rewind Ambusher turn 4. Hopefully they don't spew out too much here. BTE into a Brawler. Okay, so probably going to hit the Brawler with the Abrade. Brushfire Elemental. Well, old Brushfire is actually a bigger problem, so I think I gotta hit the Brushfire. I don't want to take 5 damage. Pretty great card against us. So now I guess the play is going to be Aether Gusting the Voltaic Brawler when it attacks. And then build up to turn 4 Rewind Nightpack Ambusher. Hopefully be able to cycle the Magma Opus at some point and find a Torrential Gearhulk again. It's always key. I'm scared of what they might play here. No. But I think I have to get rid of this. 4 damage is too much. They put it on top. Okay. Oh, hey, look who it is. Everybody's favorite. Make sure I have green mana this time. I do. So I can do that. Counter anything. Put out the Ambusher. They're going to... They're cycling away their Brawler. I wonder if they realize they're doing that. Okay, bye-bye, Brawler. Collect a company. Well... It's a lot easier choice to hit a collected company with a Rewind than it is to hit it with a Aether Gust. I'm not gonna try to chump block with the Nightpack Ambusher here, just because I don't like. I'm worried about Embercleave. Okay, so gonna be Stomping Grounds and cycle. Treasurize the Magma Opus. Yeah, I'm gonna attack. Make a baby. Hopefully they just play out that Bone Crusher. Clothis is annoying because now it's a 4-turn clock. Okay. What do I do? I guess I just have to kill them before Clothis can do anything. This is gonna be real close because I'm definitely gonna be taking damage from this Bone Crusher Giant as well. That's not bad. All right, so they have a Ramen Up Runes. I have to consider that. I'll take 2 damage there, 2 damage there. I'm gonna make another 3/3 here. Can I afford to swing in with this one? I think I can. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Okay, that card there has to be kind of a dud. Alright. So here we go. Torrential Gearhulk the Opus before they can eat it. And now I think I have to deal damage there. Damage here. Tap, tap. Or, yeah, okay, I'm committed. Apparently I'm committed now. I wonder if I should have tapped down one of their lands. I tapped the Clothis. I probably shouldn't have tapped the Clothis. Just because there's no way it's going to be turned on this turn. But... oh. Ooh, Questing Beast. Terrifying. I mean, it's not, because we can do this, but that's close. Wow. The power of this deck. I love it. One more. Alright, last one with Temur Flash so far. Things are performing well. The one that I lost against the Selesnya, you know, the second game was getting stuck on 2 lands is really unfortunate. And then the third game, the opponent had some very good answers for what we were doing. So I would really like to play that specific matchup a few more times with this deck to, you know, get a better feel for it, see if maybe it could be a little different. Yeah. This hand looks okay to keep. Turn 2, Growth Spiral, and then hopefully get out an early Night Pack Ambusher. I was always very reluctant to craft this card. I had faced it numerous times by opponents, obviously, and I liked it. I just thought it was insanely strong, but I just could never really bring myself to craft it, and I'm kind of glad I finally did. So it looks like the final boss is going to be Jeskai. I don't know how well I perform against Jeskai. So they shock that in, probably representing a memory lapse. I think they'll Growth Spiral, or Memory Lapse a Growth Spiral. Oh. Now it's Prismari Command, I assume. Sure, it's a good one. Enter tapped. Put that out on the blue side, and if they Prismari Command, I wonder if I should put out the Night Pack Ambusher. It's pretty sturdy. They're, you know, playing Lightning Helixes, so it's going to be very hard for them to be able to kill the Ambusher. Need to find an Opus. Some nasty thing to throw in the graveyard for these Torrential Gearhulks. So there's the command. I think I go out with the Ambusher. Just might be dead next turn, though, depending on what they do with this command extra mana. Okay, they took their time deciding what cards to discard. They get rid of a Torrential Gearhulk and a Narset. Narset's annoying, of course. This card, I know a lot of people hate Teferi and that. I think I hate Narset more than I hate Teferi. That's a little unfortunate, obviously. I could bounce Hero. And is it even worth it, though? Yeah, it might be okay. Because 4 mana, they might not have enough mana to play them out again. Then again, if I bounce it, well, no, it's fine. And we can... No, I don't want to give them these cards, right? They're not going to play Reanimator. Let's put the Prismari command back in their deck. Just so they can't target it with, let's say, a Torrential Gearhulk on turn 6. They had the land. Felt like I had to do something there. I don't know. Wish my mana tapped a little differently. Maybe I could have represented like a Spell Pierce. Alright, so I've only made their Teferi stronger and angrier. Hey, Sublime Epiphany is pretty good. Put that one out. So I could just Torrential Gearhulk for a Quandrix again and bounce a Teferi, but is there any point in doing that? Not really. I could hold up Sublime. Probably that's what I do, is I Sublime Epiphany, I counter something. If they play something out here for all their mana, I can counter and bounce to Fairy. That could be really good. And then get them under the Torrential Gearhulk thumb. My poor aggro brain is struggling with this kind of stuff. So, okay. Cycle the Opus. Sure. Well, that sucks. So does that mean they're going to have a Torrential Gearhulk? Oh yeah, I think I have to do this. So, we'll counter this. We'll draw a card. Yeah. Counter to Fairy's thing. Bounce the treasure. Do I want to bounce a treasure? No, I don't want to bounce a treasure. I want to bounce to Fairy. If this, I'm not hopeful that this will resolve. I feel like they have a memory lapse from that original turn 2. Yeah. Well, we got the Epiphany back. And a Nightpack Ambusher is on top. Why? Oh, yeah, because the Teferi put it there, right? Well, I think I may have prevented them from casting their own Torrential Gearhulk there. Maybe I should have just let them cast the Torrential Gearhulk, and then I could have countered a lot of stuff with the Epiphany. Maybe that was foolish of me to throw it out like that. Again, the old aggro brain doesn't know how to play the control mirror. Narsetti Spaghetti. She is annoying. Okay.
I train every day. No one is more prepared than meditate and prepare.
Maybe I shouldn't have let that happen. A Mizzix Mastery. Okay. Well, okay, same situation. Do I try the Epiphany again? I mean, there's no way, right? But how can I live if I don't do something? Oh, I feel like I've messed this one up. I feel like there were so many. There probably were things I could have done differently in this game, but inexperience with this type of deck kind of hurting. And they having some pretty key answers there. What do I do? All right. How many more counterspells could they possibly have, right? The answer is 4. 5. 5 counterspells.
Put thoughtfulness before action.
Commit. So maybe I should have ripped off the Torrential before the Narset was able to find something. Maybe a little Mizzix Mastery, but they actually have 8 mana, so they can do Mizzix Mastery plus commit. Okie doke. I mean, I could play out the Torrential Gearhulk. Is there any point? No. I think I probably messed this one up somewhere. I hate... I'm not good at these ones. But I do have cards to bring in against this deck. I don't know. Again, Quandrix, maybe it's okay. Those Planeswalkers are not the best ones to bounce, are they? Okay, I think I take out a couple of Borrowers. Take out the Quandrix and... maybe one Ambusher. Try like that. I don't know. This is where things fall apart for me. I should actually play the Jeskai control deck or Jeskai Mizzix that's one deck that I know is always going to be running around, and I need to play it to get a little bit more experience behind the wheel of that one, just so I can understand it better. I just can't bring myself to go full control. And Narset. Oof, that card. But in a brainstorm world, Narset is pretty bonkers, right? Alright, game 2. Let's see if I can figure out how to play this matchup a little bit better than that first performance. I feel like so far things have been going alright, and then, whew, I don't know. Things were real bad in that first game. Alright, do I want to just go out with the Grafdigger's Cage? Sure. It hurts me just as much as it hurts them, but we'll see. They definitely have like Prismari commands to deal with it, so maybe they'll be nice enough to waste a card on that. You don't know what I'm saying. Okay, Memory Lapse mana for the opponent, and we are drawing our mana. Need to find a threat real soon. Opus. Ideal turn 2. And a Gearhulk. Sure. Another Opus for the opponent, sure. So they're up to 5 mana. Maybe we can get a Teferi here. Would be awfully nice. But they might just have a Torrential Gearhulk. No. Well, we are sitting here with the Gearhulks and a Grafdigger's Cage. Good old Nambo. Might be worth it just to put out the Torrential Gearhulk as a 5/6 threat. Well, this is some riveting gameplay, isn't it? This is that's why I'm not a control fan. I like it when I'm doing it, but oh, the mirror is just kind of excruciating. Castle Ardenville might actually end up taking over the game. The opponent's going to be able to go wide. I'm not going to be able to do too much. I could put out the Torrential Gearhulk here, but I mean, I don't know. Feels like I'd be left open. Wait, no need to be hasty. Rewind is not terrible. Okay, take a couple hits. I think I'm just going to put out one Gearhulk and get this game moving. It's just a 5/6. It's not a big deal, right? Dispute. What a card. Alright. Ambusher's pretty good. So I just want to put out the Ambusher now, hold up the negate. Yeah. Don't have a whole lot to say against this. How do you feel about control? Do you dabble more in control? What are you, aggro, control, or mid-range type player? Certainly apparent that I am more of an aggro player. Okay. Well, moment of truth here. Try negating it. Can't imagine this works out. Maybe I should have memory lapsed, because it would have been similar. Okay, now I assume the game is kind of over. Oh yeah, oh, what am I thinking? So Grafdigger's Cage just doesn't do anything against Magma Opus, or Mizzix, I guess. Okay, so it stops Torrential Gearhulk, but it doesn't stop Mizzix Mastery because it exiles the card, and then you do your thing. That's right. Well, maybe it's still okay to bring in the Grafdigger's Cage. Let me know about that one. That's another little bit of inexperience that I have. But yeah, Mizzix Mastery. This card, oh boy, right? Been saying for a while it's troublesome. I'll put this out. I know it's probably to no avail, but try it anyways. I feel like this matchup is the matchup that feels real bad for this Temur Flash deck. It's kind of somewhere between a mid-ranging control deck, so you go up against a more full-on control deck, and I don't know. Maybe a more familiar person with the deck could do better. Maybe it's the reason you don't see it very much on the ladder. Yeah, target the negate. Gotta try to kill the 4/4. Well, succeed in doing that. I wonder if they have like a lightning helix or something to deal with the Gearhulk now that it's down to 2 life. Maybe a Prismari, but it is an artifact, so Prismari command just kills it. Let's try memory lapsing old Teffy bags here. Okay. They take the 2 damage. Do they have another Teferi? They might. They do have 5 mana. A Day of Judgment. Alright, well, let's drag this game out a little bit longer. Get the old rewind ready. Well, they don't have any counter magic in hand because the game is just untapping for them. Or, not untapping, letting it go through right away. Azcanta's bad. Stop Azcanta too. And maybe rewind. Yeah, sure. Rewind plus Ardenvale. Sure. They're gonna start making. Not Ardenvale, Ventress. They have Ardenvale. They're gonna start making babies again with Ardenvale. That's gonna be a bit of a problem. But can do this. How many Teferis is that? Only 2? It feels like so many more. Those are not good enough. I should have upkeep Ventress there. That was my dumb move. Both of those are good. Which one's better? I think Sublime Epiphany is probably better to have. Sublime Epiphany. Well, things definitely just got interesting, didn't they? Oh, I don't think so. So counter, return, draw. Cycle that away, sure. They could hit a... Well, we have the 3 mana for the Mystical Dispute, so even that's not going to help. There's the Opus. Going to keep that in hand. There's no way I'm going to treasurize it. Okay. Is now the time to do this? Maybe. Make a 4/4, draw a couple cards, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Torrential Gearhulk, pretty good. If they decide to get rid of our Grafdigger's Cage, that is. Still, as a 5/6, this late in the game. Huh. Yeah, 5-6, pretty good, right? Well, what does that mean now that we both have torrential Gearhulks, possibly? Silly. This is silly. Let's see if I can get a double block on this Gearhulk. Ooh, they're digging for an answer. Okay, well, we lose our 4-4. Hopefully, we can get their Hulk. It's turning into a bit of a nail biter, isn't it? I don't know. I was so hopeless at one point, but things got a little bit weird and just turned around. Okay. Growth spiral away. Sure. Do I want to hit... How much mana do I have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Okay, I'm fine just casting the Opus again. They're going to put out a chump blocker with the Arden Veil. And I guess I hit that with the Opus now. Tap a couple lands. Damage to face, so we get in for 8 this turn, I think. Draw another Opus. Wow. To 4 mana. Be nice to have a rewind in hand right now, wouldn't it? They didn't have anything last turn, and they have another land, so it's possible we got this. We got very lucky drawing so many Opus. And yeah, with the rewind insurance now, I think it's fine. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, so we can do Opus plus rewind. Yeah, a little absurd luck for me drawing so many of the Magma Opus. Hey, making things interesting, at the very least. Oh, a memory lapse. They did have something. Alright, well. Maybe the control versus control matchup actually does get kind of interesting at some points. Huh. What do I want? Do I want to make any changes? I think Old Grafdigger's Cage is probably... Is it okay to keep in the against them? Like, it just stops Torrential Gearhulk, but it stops Torrential Gearhulk on both sides. Is it better just to bring in maybe a Braid to be able to kill their Gearhulk? I think I'm going to keep it like this. After all, I'm really good at drawing the Opus instead of putting it in my graveyard, so I'll just rely on that strategy, I suppose. Still, not a fan of this control versus control stuff. It's exhausting. And it's long. Oh, the video's taking forever now. Alright, here we go. Game 3 on the draw. Hopefully the opponent doesn't have an explosive start. Okay, well, Epiphany, Gearhulk, and Growth Spiral. A little bit slow, but it could be quite powerful. This one's very middle of the road for me. I don't know. I'm going to keep it. against my better judgment. Negate is very nice. An old Grafdigger's Cage coming back to haunt me. The old one of finds its way into my hand again. They cycle an Opus here, of course. The Opus is very good at finding their hand. So a Mizzix Mastery here would be pretty bad, but we do have the negate. Okay. Do you counter Growth Spiral? I wonder. It's one of those weird ones, right? Like, it's strong, but you can't bring yourself to counter that most of the time, I think. Let's put out just the Triome, and I think now I will put out the Grafdigger's Cage, hold up the negate. They might have a Prismari command, although I don't know if... Yeah, they've definitely played Prismari command this game. What's an elephant? Never noticed that before. Why is it an elephant? Okay. Grafdigger on the field. Kind of hoping they destroy it, use their resources to deal with it, and then maybe free up some stuff for me later. So they do have the Prismari command. I said I want them to destroy it, but I actually don't know if I want them to destroy it now. I could negate this, but then I kind of leave myself open to a turn 4 Teferi, and a turn 4 Teferi is going to be very bad news. I'm gonna hope they're really on the Magma Opus game plan. Although maybe this is just wrong, because if they have like a turn 4 Mizzix Mastery, like, it doesn't matter. They're gonna hit the Opus. So maybe this was just a complete mistake. I should just let them have the Grafdigger's Cage. Sure. Alright. I think I'm okay with this in the end. Okay, Memory Lapse is fine. Maybe slow them down for one turn and then have Sublime Epiphany and Gearhulk up after that. They miss their land drop and I find a Rewind. Oh boy. There's the land drop. Alright, gotta hold off. Another Rewind. Alright. I guess I'm the control deck now. The full-on control deck. Oh no, Castle Ardenvale, my mortal enemy. More mana is an okay thing. Surely they have something to do. Do something. Come on, JJR. This hand just feels so wrong to me. 2 Rewinds, a Memory Lapse, and an Epiphany with a Gearhulk. Yeah, this is not me. So I could go with the Epiphany now. Yeah, this could be real bad, but I'm gonna try it. So do that, bounce that, draw a card. Don't have a Memory Lapse. No Memory Lapse. No. Let this resolve. Come on. Come on, resolve. I mean, they left the 1 mana open for a reason, right? They were definitely representing something, so. Too bad. A land, untapped land would be very nice here. That is not an untapped land. That is a Gearhulk. Yeah. Gotta try it. If they have another Memory Lapse or something like that, it's gonna be real painful. Oh. Alright, so things are working out for them. Their mana's lining up very nicely. Second Ardent Veil. But they're down to 2 cards, and the Epiphany in hand is, or in the graveyard, is going to be very good. Gearhulk into hand. Still not, obviously not going to get the 8th land. I was worried about the 28 lands. I'm no longer worried about 28 lands. They don't go for the Ardent Veil. Interesting. I don't want to take 4 here, but I think I have to. Okay. Try it. If I can just get 1 Gearhulk through with 1 Epiphany, then like I can hold up the rewinds, have a threat. Right now them having the threat on the board is terrifying. I'm okay with that. Okay. So I think I return this, I copy this, and I draw a card. And then I growth spiral. Okay. Down to 5 is not good, but look at all the cool stuff I have in my hand. All right. Would love to find an Opus of my own. Okay, no attack from the opponent. Didn't think so. They'll be able to block nicely next turn, though, with the babies from the Ardent Veil. Cycle the growth spiral. Hopefully find something cool. Yeah. All right. Not great. Played out still. I think I want to attack in because they'll have to give me their 4/4. Unless they just go chump blocks, chump block, 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 block. Which, probably what I would be doing. I don't know why. Why not? Why not make a baby and chump block? Maybe they think they can go super wide. Which, they can. It'd be a pretty good strategy if they knew what I had in hand. Maybe they have another Opus and they're trying to go dome with it. It'd be awfully nice. Prismari Command. Okay, so 2 damage and they're going to destroy my Torrential Gearhulk, which I don't like. Do I rewind it or do I lapse it? I think I have to rewind this one. I actually have 6 mana, so I can memory lapse and rewind another thing. So we can get into a pretty nice counter magic war here. Wow, I didn't realize the opponent was down to 9 minutes and I'm at 17. Still, speedy control player. Nobody's got time to sit around making long decisions. Oh, Shark Typhoon is brutal. Actually, it's really brutal. Okay. What choice do I have? Gonna have to play out the Torrential Gearhulk, chump block, the 1/1. Not chump block. Jump in front of the 1/1. Take 4. At least I can hit a growth spiral, maybe find a way to bounce the 4/4 shark. It being a 4/4 is really good. If it were a 5/5, things would be, obviously I'd be dead. But I'm just thinking, like, I can't kill it with the Opus if I find an Opus off of this. Opponent taking their time with all these decisions. And I know it's complicated, but it is just a game after all, right? And none of it matters in the end. An Opus. Well, am I rewinding that or memory lapsing it. Just memory lapse. Does this mean I get to crack back for 15? And steal a win? What are they going to play for 1 that I can't memory lapse? Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so happy. I had no hope for this game, and wow, to pull it back like that, just... Let's go to a wrap-up. I calm down a little bit for a second here. Whew. All right, so what can I say about the Opus deck? Other than it's a whole lot of fun to play. I was kind of crapping on, control and control versus control being kind of, but you know what? That last game was actually pretty exciting in the end. It took the opponent a long time to make a lot of decisions. That's fine, it happens. But oh boy, did it ever come down to some interesting lines. I really would like to go watch that first game and see if there was something I could have done differently, but I'm pleased with that. Everything in the deck feels great. Nightpack Ambusher, saw it take over a couple of games. Obviously, Torrential Gearhulk plus Opus and Epiphany are stupid good. You know that. 28 lands feels about right. It didn't flood too much. Only had mana issues that one game, but that was kind of an anomaly, I think, overall. The counter magic feels solid. Sideboard, cool. I don't know about Grafdigger's Cage. Maybe I'm playing it wrong. I don't know if I should have brought it in that game, but it ended up working out because the opponent ended up using so many resources on it. So I don't know. It's super cool. It's an expensive deck, though. That being said, Opus is a great craft. Gearhulk is a great craft. Brazen Borrow is a great craft. You don't need... Oh, actually, you know what? I put Growth Spiral as a rare when I was going through the things, but now I realize it's not a rare. It's actually an uncommon or a common. So, that's not a big deal. Memory Lapse is a pretty good craft. So, if you do end up going through with this one, it is a lot of rares for less. Keep in mind from what I initially said, but it a lot of high power rares in here. And if this is your style of deck, I think you should be trying this out. Maybe there's something here. Anyways, let me know what you think about the deck. Thanks for making it to this part of the video if you're still here. See you in the next one. Take care.